kind of puts a stall at everything. But if he knew that I was going AFK, he could skip my turn and then come back to me when I come back. So make sure that, you got to go somewhere, you got to do something, real life calls you, then go. But just let somebody know what's going on.
If it's an oh shit situation, don't worry about the message. I'm pretty good about if we come around to your turn and I don't hear anything in like 20 seconds. I usually say, "Hey, you're muted," and wait another 20 seconds. And if you're still not there, we'll just circle back to you. It's
Yeah.
not a huge deal if you got to step away. But if you're gonna be away for a second and you have the time to put a quick message out, please do.
Yeah. Friday nights, for instance, for those of you who don't know, I live here with my kids and my mother. My mother works second shift. We play until midnight on Fridays. Mother gets home somewhere around 11:15, so I usually mute myself about 11:15, and I talk to her when she comes in the door. So this is Sunday night, so I won't have that, but that's just an example of, like, I'm letting the group know this happens every Friday at 11 o'clock. I'm here, but I'm going to be muted talking to somebody. It's just common courtesy so you guys know what's going on. Because when I first started doing that, I forgot to say something, and I'm talking to mom, and Jacob's over here going, fighting it a bit over there.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons, our first episode of the new campaign titled Waters of the Deep. We are down one player, unfortunately. Max is part of the campaign, but unfortunately she couldn't be here tonight, so we will get her in next week. But thank you all for being here. Super appreciate it. And you don't know who anybody is, so we're just going to kick right into it. The Lost Seas. The elders tell stories of a time long forgotten, where the struggle of civilization grew deep in the dirt, where life was grown and flourished, and harvested so others could flourish, where the people were able to plant their family's foundation and watch it grow and prosper. Alas, those days have long since passed. The world, filled with water and monsters, topped with vessels, some just trying to make their way, others trying to take advantage of those not as strong as them. The depths held firmly by the beasts that reside within them, and the few races capable of occupying their ancestral homes still. The storms swell and pass, allowing brief moments of respite, only to return stronger in their next passing. For as deadly as the seas are, they are but prey to the skies. Monstrosities swooping for their next meal have been known to many a sailor for their final images. Flying ships, imitating in their ways, also swoop down, preying upon those atop the water, leaving none to tell their tales. Through the waves of death and torment, there lies a beacon of hope upon the horizon. Haven, the last speck of land known to those who care. A small island with a towering mountain, surrounded by a city of docks and ships, strung together and manipulated to make a place to survive. The land itself, barred and gated from those on the docks, hold occupancy by the High Tri, the three royal families of dwarves, elves, and humans, sharing their responsibilities and duties of ruling Haven and its surrounding docks. Its peak mounted with siege weapons, providing protection for the skies and seas alike, and an ancient secret high among the peak, allowing the rulers to reduce the storms as they approach. In a space that should only hold a few hundred, here lives a few thousand. Darkness, emptiness, nothingness, save for a feeling that each of you believe there should be something more. And then a sudden jolt, as each of you are awoken by the guards that you've come to know over the past year. You all awaken and arise, going to quickly place on your armor and equipment, knowing what the day lies in store for you. Your memories are the same as they've been for the last year. Nothingness, emptiness, darkness. No knowledge of yourself or your history except for your name. No skills except what you've discovered or learned in the last year. And the only memories you have are the struggles of that year itself. Arm and equipment strapped tight, ready to go with your date. A small slave girl of elven origin enters the tent with a tray. On the tray holds meager servings of bread and a pitcher of ale for each of you. You each take your share and eat in silence as you look at each other in quiet contemplation. These other four that have been with you every day for the last year. Becky, please describe your character.
Hi, I am Becca. I am a D-elf. I'm about average height, so about 5'5", 5'8". Curvy, probably a little bit more like the muscly side. And yeah, I've got like kind of blue kelpish kind of hair, pointy fin ears that are both of like the Aquan style and Elven style. Yeah, with like gills going up my neck, like you can see where I would be breathing if I were in water. And yeah, that's me. Did I
Katie,
say my name too? Are we good?
that sounds good to me. Katie,
Excellent.
please describe your character.
I am a also average height tabaxi with medium to long, gorgeous, flowing fur. Kind of a contemptuous look always on my face. And some really cool Gale armor and an amazing whip to match. Great.
Mike, if you want to go ahead and describe your character for us.
Yeah. So 6 foot tall, average human. I wear a black cloak with a hood, always up. Um, what you can see sticking out of the hood is brown hair, pretty standard human appearance, brown eyes. Um, you can see a backpack and a short bow on my back. Everything else is pretty much well covered by that cloak.
All right. Brad, if you would please describe your character. You're muted. First one of the game. Good job, bud.
Every time, dude. Every time. Okay. So this guy is elfish-like in appearance. Not quite fully elfish. His skin is like a bluish purple color. Seems probably a little cold, like when you're looking at it, looks a little cold. If that makes sense. He has no hair. His eyes have a bluish glow to them. He's wearing some shiny armor that has I believe it's called a pauldron, so you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but the shoulder piece covers one side. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, I don't want to say intimidating looking, but he's a little bit like, you look at him and you're like, okay, I noticed that guy. He's kind of hard to miss. So, but yeah. That's, oh, and he's got some like purple stripe markings on his skin.
All right. And lastly, Pam, if you would please describe your character.
Hi everybody, I'm Pam. I am playing Pearl. I want to say I am kind of medium size, not so much muscular type. About 5'8", so a little bit tall than standard. Red-headed hair, very long, silky hair, which match my eye color, which is red eyes. And that's all I want to share for now.
All right. You guys have been together for the last year, so if you want to go through and give the name you know each other by, just for communication purposes.
I'm Caddy. Kind of like Caddy with T.
Oh, I was like, is that Caddy or Caddy?
Caddy.
Caddy.
Yeah, like Caddy with a T. Yeah.
I'm Pearl. Like a pearl.
Like a pearl with a P.
Like a pearl.
Zilt.
And I'm Otis.
And I am Gallon.
All right. You guys casually glance at each other as you eat your meager rations of bread and ale, nodding in silence as you finish with a quick cheer to swallow down the last gulp of ale. The guards turn to let you out of the tent, following closely behind you. One in front leads the way down the gangplank that you've become very familiar with over the last couple of months. The walkway now lined with a meager numbering amount of citizens, mostly cheering you on your way, as they have so many times before. You approach the all-too-familiar Twin Peak tents surrounded by pikes, bearing the trophied heads of the slain. As you walk past, you take note of the faces in various phases of decomposition that were placed there, some by your own hands. Being ushered forward, you hear the familiar voice of your captor and the man you've all come to develop a fatherly type relationship with over the last year. And the roar of the crowd come to see your battle or your doom. In a loud bellow, you hear the throneman's voice, "Welcome, my horde!" As he lets it out, the crowd roars with approval at his acknowledgement of their attendance. "Today is the special day. Today my slaves have their chance to prove their mettle. A chance to free themselves from their shackles, and a chance to win their freedom and become their own person once again." The crowd again roars, knowing what a rare honor this moment is, as most of them have been in this position themselves. You hear the throneman once more, "A chance to live! Without further delay, I give you my 6. As you enter the arena that you've been in so many times before, you note that the wall now filled with pikes. I lost my place on my notes. Give me 1 second. Sorry. There it is. Man, Fantasy Grounds be fucking up. Sorry. You enter the arena to the roaring approval of the crowd. And as you enter, the crowd solemns down for the moment that every slave hopes for. The moment of silence and appreciation for what you're about to do. And after that moment passes, the throneman chimes up again. "Let the battle commence!" And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Hold on.
Starting out strong.
As he calls out, "Let the battle commence," you see the gate open on the far side of the pit. Out of it pops 2 different types of creatures, but 5 creatures in total. The first one being a large aquatic lizard type, and the other 4 being small and frog-like.
Thank you. Wait, are they actually small? Because they look kind of big on here.
They're supposed to be small.
Okay.
They are, yeah. It's just token reference. There. They're small.
Okay.
Smaller. But without further ado, let me get the initiative for the NPCs. There we go. Pearl, you get to go first.
Yippee. I'm gonna use my pistol for Grum 2.
Okay. That's a hit. And max damage. You quickly pull your flintlock pistol out of its sheath, take aim, fire, squarely hitting the grung in the chest. Got anything else for us?
Nope.
All right. It is his turn. And in response, he double moves up right next to you. Taddy, your turn.
I do. Oh, there was one more part to that. I was checking distance.
It'd be 25,
Do that?
25 total, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure because of whatever that is in decoration or what they.
Nothing yet.
Okay. So from here, I'm going to pull my rapier and attack this grunge too.
All right. That's a hit.
22 hit. Or 7 points of damage.
That does it. With a slash of your rapier, you cut down the little frog.
And I give a little grin to Pearl. Who's next?
Was that it for your turn?
As I turn and face the rest of them. That's it, my turn.
As you say, who's next? The next one rushes up to Silt. Gallon, your turn.
Are these like mine things? I think you probably said it in the beginning, but I missed it. These little like purple swinging things with like sickles and stuff.
Wait, what?
The decoration.
Oh, it's decoration. It's just
Oh,
decorations.
yeah, those are decorations. Yeah, go off the tokens. If it doesn't have a little dot, don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm gonna target Grung 1 and hit them with my longbow.
Okay. That is a miss. You quickly draw for a rapid fire. Your arrow goes just a little bit wide. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm embarrassed. I have to regroup.
Okay. Grung 3. Runs wide around the outside. Silt.
Sneak up on me, will you, frog? I will grab my trusty whip and use it on Grung 1 there.
Okay. That is a miss. All right. Anything else for you?
No.
Otis.
Otis is going to notice this little grung thing here trying to sneak up on him. So he is going to. I think the only way I can really describe it is kind of like how you would see it in like the Roman Colosseum with the shield and spear, kind of. I guess 300-esque like, if you know what I'm talking about. And he's going to move towards the Grong. And he is going to thrust out with his trident. See if he has some luck.
That'll hit.
Alright.
Another max damage.
And that's That's what he's got for that round.
All right. Grung 4 makes a run across the arena towards Taddy. The lizard takes a couple of steps forward and throws his spear at Galen. First crit of the campaign. 8 damage to you, as you now have a spear that like hits you on the side, so it's not impaled in you, but it definitely feels like it took a chunk out of a rib. With that, we are back to the top of the order. As everybody's made their first initial movement, those little spear things, so like this guy and this and this guy and this guy and this guy, they all start spinning. And everybody within 5 feet needs to make a dexterity saving throw. So that's going to be Pearl, Taddy, Odess, and Grung 3.
You said dexterity?
Yep, saving throw.
14.
Okay.
I don't know why that's not popping up. It was a 17. Drop it in the chat box, right?
Yeah, try it again. Or you can just double click it and it'll roll it.
Oh.
Hey, you rolled a 17 again. Look at that. Familiar with the pit, you kind of knew it was coming at one point. All of you are able to just kind of jump out of the way and know that keeping your distance is probably the better option. Pearl, your turn.
I'm gonna use my trident to stop wine.
To what?
To a little fish stop wine.
Are you going to throw it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on. We got to switch it to ranged.
First throw of the game!
There we go. It's ranged now. Go ahead and throw it. You hit. Roll damage.
Heyo!
Hell yeah.
7 damage. Alright, your trident is like impaled into the foot
Okay.
of the Sahuagin. Is how I'm calling it.
Yeah, okay. Stop wine.
Yeah, that works. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Alright, Taddy.
Well, I guess at this point I'm just gonna come up here to wrench number 4. I don't know where I'd like to be, but I don't really see a ultimate blue that's safe, so I'll just move right up here. I'll try that rapier on wrench number 4.
Alright.
Hey! It's a nat 20.
There you go.
That's decent damage.
Base double damage.
This will be the best rolling we have all campaign.
Speak for yourself.
13 damage there.
Yeah, could be better, but not that horrible either. And that'll end my turn.
Alright. Grung 1 pulls out his dagger, takes a swipe at Silt. After rubbing it across his chest, he goes and stabs you. It hits. "12 damage. You are unconscious as you feel the dagger stab into your side. You feel the burn of poison from this frog's skin, and you succumb to it.
That means they're not edible.
No. Probably not. Galen, you're up.
anything to save?
So you could walk up to her and use your action to help her, which would be on a successful medicine check, it would stabilize her. So she wouldn't be rolling death saves anymore. She would just be unconscious.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So you step up behind her and give her the help action. So you're still unconscious with 1 hit point now, though, Silt. But you don't have to roll death saves.
Is that the only action I can take, or I can continue?
That was your action. So
Okay.
you've got 25 feet of movement left and a bonus action if you can do anything with that.
I mean, can I try and attack this grung one again?
I don't think you have any bonus action attacks.
Alright, cool. So I guess it's my
you
turn.
don't. Okay. Grung 3 in it does a very similar motion, dragging that dagger across his chest before taking a swing at you, Odess. And he misses, glancing his blow off your shield. Sit, you're unconscious. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me. Beautiful. All right. Odess, your turn.
So, Otis, he's going to kind of just circle around a little bit, like to here on the grung.
Okay.
And he's going to take his trident, and what he's going to do is he's going to, like, kind of whip it around like he's going to just smack this thing into little spinny things. That
Okay.
Bad.
So that's going to be a shove, is the way I'm reading that. You'll roll it for a normal attack, and you'll do the damage, but it'll be a contested strength throw to see if he actually gets pushed or not.
Okay. So do I give you the...
So roll the attack first. See if you even hit.
Trident, right?
Yep. No. Swing just a little high, and he bobs a little bit.
That's what I get.
Grung 4, just like the other two, drags that dagger across his chest and then goes after you with it, Tatty. Missing. You're able to dodge out of the way. The Sagwin. Let's see. You're closest. He charges over to you, Tatty. He gets a bite, which hits, and a claw, which crits. So standard crit for the claw, 8 damage, and then the bite. You are down. As we come around to the top of the round, the, I guess, spiked maces, we'll call them, stop spinning. Pearl, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my pistol at Saline.
So you have to use an action to reload it this round.
Okay. Let's do that.
I know you're new to this class. Another option you would have would be to use your action to use your hands on one of your downed party members. Your hands ability that I went over with you. It's an action to use it's an action to use that, but you have 2 unconscious party members right now.
Okay, so let's do that instead. Can I use it? Who's looking rough?
Silt is unconscious with 1 hit point, and Tatty is down unconscious, still rolling death saves.
Okay, let me do lay on hands and on Taddy.
Okay. You'll have to run up and touch him to do so, but go ahead and drop it on him.
Julio. Okay.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No.
All right, Tatty, you're up.
Muted, Mike.
Yeah. Of course.
Whoop! I wasn't the only one.
But you were the
Alright,
first
so-
one, so...
I will stumble to my feet. Nod at Pearl as I jab this rapier into the gut of Grunge 4.
All right.
Really before these eggs.
Pam, make sure you mark off that ability. It's on the left side of the ability.
I miss.
That does miss.
Alright, and then, yeah, I'm moving in.
All right. Grung 1. Believing he was done with the feline in front of him, steps around and goes to take an attack on Gallon. He does hit. And that is enough to do it. You are down now.
Love that.
It's on, guys.
And you're up next, so I need a death save from you. On your main tab at the very, very bottom, you'll see death saves, and there'll be a little box with a V in it. Underneath that, you just click that box, it'll roll your death save.
It's the little one, the dice next to it, right?
It's the little yellow box with a V in it under the word death.
Got it.
There we go, you succeed.
There you go.
So 3 successes and you stabilize, 3 failures, and we'll roll you a new character off camera. All right. Grung 3 still going after Odess. Gets a hit off.
Focus is gonna use his. Let me see here. Wrath of the Storm
Okay.
feature. So.
His divinity.
No, it's not a divinity. It's a reaction that he has.
Okay. Yep. You can thunderously rebuke attackers when a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack. You can use your reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity saving throw. Takes 2d8 lightning or thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So go ahead and drop the save on him.
Is it the dice that's next? Oh no, dice next to save.
Yep. He succeeds, but he's going to take half damage anyways, so drop either the lightning or the thunder, your choice. I feel... that should be...
You take what, 5?
Hold on a second. He should have failed that. I didn't have that set up right. It was a DC 13, not 10. So he is going to take an additional 5 on top of that. I will put that in manually. That is enough to do it. So he swings and hits you, and as he does so, you let forth the storm energy that you have, and a bolt of lightning arcs out of your chest where the dagger hits, and he falls to the ground.
Nice.
Was that it for your turn?
That was just my reaction.
Oh, that was a reaction. That's right.
Which, real quick, out of character, it says that it's equal to your wisdom modifier, which it'd be 3, but I only have it on there once. Do you want me to just keep track of that off to the side?
No, I'll change it.
Okay.
Is it equal to your wisdom? Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's too easy. Give me 1 second. See, I can pour over your guys' sheets every day for a week getting ready for this and still not.
It's all good. Good luck as we go, right?
Still miss stuff. With that, it is Silt's turn. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ooh.
Okay.
15.
You wake up on the ground.
Okay. Good nap.
You're just like, man, weird fever dream. And then remember where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
So you are prone, so half of your movement to get up.
Okay. Well, then I will get up. And realize that I'm not feeling great. So maybe I'm gonna let's see.
So if you're trying to scour away, you can use your action to disengage to move without taking an attack of opportunity.
She's down, isn't she?
She is.
Okay.
You could do the same thing and use your action to stabilize her.
Well, then we'd just be standing here, like,
Yeah.
touching each other back alive, back and forth the whole time. I think I will disengage and move. This is 15 feet over here.
Alrighty. And you've still got your bonus action if you want to do anything with that.
Yeah, can I cast, can I do the Hexblade Curse?
See. Yeah, as a bonus action, you can choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you, and they are cursed for 1 minute.
Yeah, that grung one's getting it.
Okay. So you'll just drag the effect Hexblade's Curse cursed onto whatever creature you want to curse. And then when it dies, you get to drop that heal on yourself. When it dies.
Okay.
And while attacking that creature, you crit on a 19 or a 20.
Okay. Right.
And then you'll also do an additional 2 damage every time you attack that creature.
Awesome.
And then just make sure you click the little circle next to Hexblade's Curse to mark off that you've used that ability today. Perfect. All right. That it for you?
Yes.
All right. Oh, Odess, you're up.
Alright, so Otis is going to run over here. That's probably
That's all right. I got you.
close enough. He's gonna lay his hand on Silk. I'm pronouncing that right, correct? Silk?
Yep.
Silk's shoulder. And he's gonna cast Cure cure wounds on Silt. Let me see here. Where's my little thing at? There it is. Drop that on you.
Nice.
Look at something and be like, come on, let's get back in the fight. Let's go.
Back to full health.
You're tall, right? You're pretty big.
Yeah, like 6'5".
Alright, so I'm gonna like tilt my head way back so I can look down my nose at you and say, thank you.
Thank you, oh giant. All right. Anything else for you, Odess?
That's all I got for now.
All right. Grung 4 needs to do one of these. All right. Seeing Pearl run up, he slashes out at her with his dagger wildly, missing. And the Sahwagin. That is like the worst name for a creature ever. Sahwagin.
Sahwagin.
Is that like a toboggan or what?
He's gonna claw out at Tatty. Nat 1ing. Go ahead and take an attack of opportunity on him.
Oh, smack him, Patty. Smack him.
That's a horrible thing.
And he is fatigued or dazed until the end of his next turn. I don't think I have an actual effect for that, but we will see.
Damage, I did something.
He clawed out at you and completely missed, and it's just like, but claw went towards creature, and you just kind of see him standing there staring at his hand as you take your attack back at him. And Pearl, it's your turn.
Can we stop this nonsense and can I just shoot him directly with the gunpowder?
You still need to use an action to reload your pistol.
That's fine.
Or your trident is on the ground
Oh, can I
Out
go
of
pick
his
it up?
foot.
right there.
So can
I
I
thought it was
go
stuck
pick
in his foot.
When he was standing right here, yes.
Oh.
it out? Okay, got it.
See, I had it imagined in my mind that he was walking around.
You know, I thought about that a couple of seconds ago, and I was like, I didn't narrate that he pulled the thing out and dropped it before he moved. That's my bad. You know what? I didn't narrate it. So, yes, he's been walking around with a trident sticking out of his foot. You can absolutely gank that bitch out and use your trident because I didn't narrate something.
What I'm gonna do.
See,
Yeah.
Becky, this is what I was talking about earlier, where if you come at me with a valid argument, I'm here for it. So, yes, he has been clunking around with a giant trident just flopping out of his foot the whole time. But yeah, you reach down and grab that trident, and you're able to pull it free because it's just a foot and he's not holding on to it. You can go ahead and attack with your trident. Make sure you... let me get that switched back to...
Yeah.
There you go. It's back on melee. You miss.
That's all right.
But at least you've got your trident back.
Yeah.
That is true.
Why does it say unarmed strike, though?
Oh, you didn't use your trident, Pam.
Oh shit, my bad. That was on me, got excited.
That's all good.
I still missed.
Same number.
Yeah, but she got
All right.
a bonus.
Yeah, you do have a bigger bonus with your trident than your unarmed strike. So,
Yeah.
that's, yeah. Because you're not proficient with unarmed strikes. You're proficient with your weapon. Taddy, you're up.
I'm tired of this little grunt bastard sitting there. Get out of here! Get it! And I poke at him and miss. But
That's
you
a
know
miss.
what? I'm trying.
I'm not going to lie. Those things are worse than I thought they were going to be when I picked them. I didn't think they were going to one-hit TPK. That's for sure.
Freaking nasty little buggers.
Anything else for your turn, Mike?
No, I'm not moving.
All right. Grung 1 He, being a creature of low-ish intelligence, leans down and licks Gallon. Like, tasting you. You do not acquire the poison condition from his lick. You know, in the real world, people lick frogs. In D&D, the frogs lick you.
Like you.
With that, though, it is your turn. I need another death saving throw, please.
Let's go.
Another success.
Excellent.
2 to
That'll
nothing.
do, doggy. That'll do.
Here you go. Silt, you're up.
Okay. Back to business. Little guy. Wrong one. But not too close to these spinning death.
Now, I don't know if it makes a difference for your plan, but your whip has a 10-foot reach. So you could move to there and still be able to hit effectively.
I like that.
Okay.
Gonna do that.
So 5 to 10 feet is a normal attack. At 15 feet, it's attack at disadvantage. And then past that, you can't hit them with it.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Even better.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, whips are tricksy, but a standard whip doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So before you go running off trying to find a whip, everybody, they do like 1d4 for regular whips. But go ahead and roll to hit.
Alrighty.
He had to go to that shit.
Oh, so close to it.
Still a hit, though. Go ahead and roll damage. It would not be wet, so it's just the regular one, okay? And then, since you're new to this, with your weapon being what it is, do you want to use one of the bonus action effects for it? It's
Yes.
either the bash or the wrap.
I'm assuming that those are pretty self-explanatory since I didn't see anything in the...
Yeah, so they're under the Tempest effects, the bash and the wrap. If you click the magnifying glass, they, I don't have the effect for the wrap, but
Okay.
I'll put it in right now. That would be... so you have a chance to either stun it or grapple it.
Well, let's stun that motherfucker. Turnabout's fair play.
Okay, so go ahead and drag that con save over to him. Should say con DC 13. You just drag and drop it just like you would a normal attack. He succeeds. So he is not stunned. But you fling out with your whip, smacking him in the side of the head for 8 damage. And then he kind of like shakes it off and looks back at you. So that's your action, bonus action, half your movement. Do you want to move another 15 feet? Or are you good where you are?
I'm going to move here. Right.
All right. I just gotta double check this. You actually did an additional 2 damage there, so it would have been 10, not 8. He's still up. He's looking rough, though.
Okay.
All right. That it for you?
Yes.
All right. Odes, you're up.
Oh. So he is going to move probably back here just a little bit, staying out of reach of the little spinny thing. He's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Okay.
Not too much, but I'll take it.
Level 1. The only time ever where a level 1 Cure Wounds will get you back to max health.
Yeah,
From nothing.
action, right? Like you can't ready.
No,
your
you
ability
you
to-
used your
oh,
action to cast the spells. You can do a bonus action or finish out your movement, but that's it.
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
All right. Grung 4 with flanking advantage. Hits. Down. Sahuagin is dazed. Pearl. At the top of the round, the pikes start spinning again. Pearl, I need a dex save from you. That is not good. You only take 1 point of damage. It just like barely nicks the back of your thigh. And it's your turn.
Right on his ass.
Okay. Hits. 7 damage.
Cool.
Anything else for you?
That's it.
All right, Taddy, death saving throw, please. Success.
Oh boy.
I'm not going nowhere right away.
All
I'll just
right.
lay here. Yeah.
Grung 1. He is still licking Gallon. He's in it for the meal. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please, Becky.
Constitution saving throw.
That is a fail. You are now poisoned. So the poisoned effect is going to give you disadvantage on saving throws and such. I don't remember exactly everything off the top of my head. But it doesn't do damage to you over time. It just gives you disadvantage on certain rolls.
Okay.
With that, it's your turn. Give me a death saving throw.
Let's go. Oh,
First failure. 2-1.
Sorry, we're still
We'll just sit here getting licked by a frog.
Hey, it's pretty evenly matched right now. Silt, you're up.
Alright. Step back here. At 10 feet away. Is that here?
Yeah, that'll be 10 feet.
Okay. When I hit last time, was my whip wetted with the frog's blood?
Your whip is not wetted because in the description it needs to be soaked for X many hours,
Okay.
which today is 3 hours in order to be considered wetted.
Then I will whip at Grung 1.
That is a crit, so hold shift when you drop the damage on him. Left shift specifically.
Left shift. Okay. Alright.
And normally you would do extra crit damage because of your homebrewed weapon, but that was enough to do it, so you don't need to worry about rolling that this time. But for future reference, on your weapons section on your action tab, there is a whip crit damage. Anytime you crit, you just drop that damage on top of the normal damage.
Okay. Very good.
But that is enough to do it on that guy. You still have 25 feet of movement and a bonus action. Oh, and you're full health, so the heal doesn't matter.
Think
I would I would say as a bonus action, if you wanted to try and stabilize Gallon, you could make a medicine roll. So it'll be a 50-50 shot on if you can stabilize or not.
And let's get up next to her.
Okay. And then once you do, make a medicine check for me.
So medicine check is a bonus.
Yeah. For stabilization, I'll say if you use your action to help stabilize, there's no roll involved, but as a bonus action, there's a DC to it.
Okay. Probably isn't going to go well, but...
Let the die decide. You might roll in that 20. Yeah, it didn't go too great. You're not super familiar with Sea Elf anatomy, and you don't quite know what's going on with her. Because there's the poisons and such involved. Anything else for your turn?
Let's see. Nope.
All right. Oop. Odess, you're up.
I forget. Are the pikes spinning right now?
They are.
If I go right here, I'm guessing that pike is going to hit me.
You'll have to roll to avoid it, but yes.
Okay. Let me see if there's a way that I can get around it instead. Try to come up to maybe...
So you can pass through friendly character spaces, you just can't stop on them.
Okay.
So you could move over to here, no issues.
Okay.
Just kind of like doing the airport aisle shuffle with Silt, and then stepping over Gallon as you do so.
Got it. Okay. So I will do that, and then I am going to bend down and see if I can try and plug up some of these wounds for Gallon.
Okay. Are you just trying to stabilize her, or are you using a spell to heal her?
No, stabilizer.
Okay. Yeah, if you use your action to do so, then she is stabilized. No more death saves.
Okay, yeah, I'll use my action to do that.
Okay.
Oh, that's how you do that.
All
I
right.
thought I was going to have to roll for it.
She is still unconscious, but she is no longer heading towards death. Is how that works.
We just got to figure out how to get her back to being conscious.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I got.
All right. Grung 4, not liking the mean trident lady, is going to bonus action disengage and pop over here. Kitty's looking tasty. Nat 1. You hear him splashing through the like ankle deep water that the bottom of the pit fills and flip around with an attack of opportunity as he runs up on you with his dagger.
I had no idea there was water there.
That's what the blue is. Sorry, I didn't describe it very well.
Right there in the middle.
Over the entire floor. That's the turquoise color.
Oh, well.
But you flip around with a flourish of your whip and he misses. Or it misses.
Yeah.
That's his turn. There it is. The Sahuagin is going to bite out at Pearl, hitting. And is going to come after you with his claws as well. Nat 1ing. So go ahead and take a trident attack against the Sahuagin, Pearl.
Did I have to?
Nope, that's okay. That's a reaction attack because he nat 1'd against you.
Okay.
So, with that, top of the round, the spiked pikes stop spinning for this round, and Pearl, it is your turn.
I'm gonna attack him again. I'm gonna try to.
Do it.
Again and again and again.
That's a hit.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Nope.
8 damage. He is looking rough.
That's how I like it.
Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
All right. Mike, thank you. Success, that's 2-0, right?
That's right.
Alrighty.
Girl, baby.
I'm just out here taking a nap, y'all.
Gallon, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Out of character, Mike. Those dice are pretty sick, dude.
Thanks, man. Those are custom colors.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that off of the, which pack is that off of? I can ask you later, Mike.
Beck, you there?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Constitution saving throw, please.
That's the focus ones, but
Did I click the wrong one?
Nope, that's the right one. You're good.
Okay.
You wake up, recognize that there's a poison going through your body, and like do a purge squeeze where the grong stabbed you, and are able to get all that toxin out, and you are no longer poisoned as well. You are prone. It is half of your movement speed to stand up, but then you'll still have your action and your bonus action.
Okay. I stand up. I look at my comrades, Silt and Odess. Kind of give them a pat on each shoulder, saying thanks, and then I'm going to. How far away is this grung that licked me for like 3 turns?
The one that licked you is dead, but
It's already gone.
the
Okay.
one that just ran up on Silt is 10 feet away. And you wouldn't know that it licked you anyways. You were unconscious the whole time.
Right. So I mean, I would be covered in like mucus.
It's all good. But it's 10 feet away, so if you wanted to use your longbow, it would be just a normal attack.
All right, yeah, let's just do that. Try this again. Are you kidding me?
That's a miss. All right.
Okay.
That's your action. You still got 15 feet of movement if you wanted to move at all.
Yeah, I'll move, right about here. On the other side of it. Oh, did it go? There it goes.
There you go. No, I have to accept the move before it goes
Oh,
through.
that's right,
remember? All right. And that's it for you. Silt, you are up. Attacks on that grung will be at advantage for flanking.
Well, then let's do that.
All right. That is going to hit.
Alright.
That is enough to do it with a 1 on the damage die.
Love it. Okay.
And you still got all your movement left.
Then I will come over here by Taddy and attempt again to bonus action medicine
Okay.
check.
Go ahead and roll medicine. Not good enough. You're not sure what's going on with the venoms and the toxins and all right, Odess, you're up.
Alright. They're not spinning this time, right?
They are not currently spinning now. As far as you've noticed, it's about every 6 seconds they fire up for 6 seconds and then they stop.
Got it. Alright. So we'll move there, and he is just, as he comes running up, he's just gonna, like, try to do the whole run and jump and, like, I don't know what that's called, but, like, where they just run and, like, thrust the spear. Like, you ever seen, lunge, thank you.
Yeah, we'll call it a flying lunge.
There we go. So just try to stick this guy.
All right.
That one. That one.
That's a hit.
Oh,
6 damage. He is looking rough. He now has like multiple puncture wounds from where both of your tridents have hit him, as well as some other scarring and damage. Is that it for your turn?
that is it for me.
Alright, he is not happy. He's got a bite coming for you, Odess. Hey, at least he didn't nat 1 this time. And then he claws out at Pearl, also missing. He is definitely in panic mode right now. Pearl, your turn.
Let's finish it.
Finish him.
That's a hit.
Bye.
Oh man.
With one fell swoop, as you arc your trident through, it just clean severs his head. And he flops to the ground, deceased.
Love it.
Your enemy's gone. You quickly go to work to assist Taddy, buttoning up his wounds, getting him back on his feet. Find my notes. 1 second. Knowing the traditions that lie with the pit, you each turn to wait to raise your weapons to the throneman and offer your gladiatorial salute, as it would be, and then proceed to exit the pit. As you're walking through the portcullis, you can hear him announce, "So my brave 6 have proven themselves worthy of a chance to their freedom. Enjoy today's matches, drink and be merry, and I will see you next time." His voice and the roars of the crowd trail off as you're brought back to your tent, where you bandage your wounds and heal yourselves. A short time later, after you've cleaned yourselves, had a hearty meal as a reward for winning, and cleaned yourselves up. I think I said that already. Healed yourselves then. 2 guards come to escort you to the throneman's tent to receive the next step towards your freedom. As you enter, you see him. A very daunting presence of a gif, which, for anybody who doesn't know what a gif is, it's a large hippopotamus-type humanoid. Daunting on you, even though seated. Large scars over the left side of his face. He looks down from his seat and bolts out, my 5. There was supposed to be a 6 person here, my script's off, I'm sorry. How mighty you are, I knew you would not fail me. What a performance, what wonder, feigning injury and even close to death just for the sake of the crowd. I knew I could trust you with the performance and skills required. It shall not be long. I'm sad to let such wonderful 5 go, but I know that you will accomplish your last task and regain your memories and your freedom. Of course, along with a nice little coin purse to get started in your new life. Now, are we ready? Are you ready to get down to the nitty details and know what you must do to earn your freedom?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Gonna look at him and be like, that's what we've been doing this for, right?
He proceeds to explain to you all that the last task he has for you in order to earn your freedom is along the lines of interpersonal communicational dealings of somebody he has work with. There's a ship called the Misty Mermaid, captained by a drow, who struck a deal with him a few months ago in exchange for some finances to start up a salvage ship. He would bring him a number of salvaged artifacts from the deep cities. Having been some months and knowing that the ship has been running and made multiple stops in Haven, he hasn't seen him since the deal was made and needs a message sent. The quest he gives you to earn your freedom is three-parted. The first part, you must recover enough goods to compensate him for the advance he gave on the deal, which is 300 gold worth of items. The second is to sabotage his ship to warn others against double-crossing him and the Horde. And the third is the captain himself needs to receive a physical message, quote unquote, not to fuck with him and not to go back on his word, for honor amongst the Horde is first and foremost. He doesn't want him killed. He just wants a message. He looks to Odess and hands you a bag and goes, "This bag of holding will be for you to transport the 300 gold worth of goods to recover my losses. Ensure nothing happens to the bag itself. They are hard to come by in this day and age." And after he's explained the mission a little bit, he asks you all if you have any questions of what is required of you.
I'm just staring at him.
Yeah, so am I.
Do we have any other information about the captain himself?
Just that he is a drow, clearly not of the honorable sorts. He was introduced by a man that I trust, who I have dealt with personally, but this drow needs dealt with, and what a better way to do it than let my trusted five handle it for me.
Is he violent? Or just bad-tempered?
Madam Pearl, he rides a ship out amongst the dangerous seas. You need to be capable of some level of violence in order to live that sort of life.
Unstable.
We have a name for the captain?
It is... Good question. 1 second. Wrong map. Kamer. Spelled K-A''MERR. You'll recognize him. There aren't many drow about. The dark ashen skin, long white silvery hair.
When was the last time he was seen?
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Gallen. I forgot to put in that detail. The Misty Mermaid made port this morning. They're expected to be here for 2 days before heading back out. And as he's saying, apologizing for forgetting that detail, he pulls a little slip out of one of his pockets or a pouch and goes, "This pass will allow you into the markets. Unfortunately, it won't gain you access to the docking portion. You'll have to be creative to that aspect. But it'll at least get you through the gates into the markets, which will get you close."
We have a description of the ship.
The Misty Mermaid will be written in common on the back of it. I know not of details otherwise.
Anybody else? Oh, this is good to kind of look around at everybody else. Anybody got anything? Anybody?
That's as good a start as any.
I care not what happens to the ship's crew, just ensure he lives to spread word amongst the captains what happens if you cross the horde.
Okay.
Alright, well, I think we got everything. Yeah? Yeah? You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah? Yeah? You still look at Patty? Patty, you good? You good? Yeah?
He just nods at you.
Alright.
He steps up from his seat, his throne, takes the 2 steps down to where you're standing and places a hand on the outer 2 most shoulders and looks closely at all of you. I will be sad to see you go, but I pray you swift feet and hardy constitution. Do not let me down. And he turns with a swirl and marches himself out of the tent. As he leaves, 2 guards turn to position, and one of them reaches up to indicate that you should leave back out of the tent the way you came. As you step out of the throneman's tent, you notice that the 2 guards that have been escorting you for the past year are nowhere to be seen. For the first time in a year, you are able to move freely amongst the city. Floor is your guys's.
Oh, this is just gonna make a big old nice stretch. You kind of breathe in the fresh air. It's kind of.
I will, for reference sake here, you've all seen the map of Haven. You're familiar with the general layout of the city, maybe not where anything is individually. And you guys are all up here. I'm just going to use the 1 token for reference. If you guys split up, then I will add additional tokens. But where Pearl's token is there is the pit. That's where you guys currently are. The docks and the market, you should be able to see the shortcut. But these are the markets here. And then the docks are obviously where all the ships are, just next to that.
Oh, I see him. Far to the south.
Yeah.
You said that circle is the market.
Generally, all those red and blue buildings down there, that is all the markets. That whole stretch. Warehouses and markets, the works.
Got it. Well, you're just going to kind of look around at each other. What do we do first?
Let's just get this done so we can move on with life.
Tenacity. I like it.
I second that.
Yeah, let's just go.
How about my quiet friend over there?
Just watching everybody, listening to everybody.
I'm going to let you guys game plan for 2 seconds. I'm going to step away. I will be back 60 seconds. Ish.
He is going to tap Patty on the shoulder and be like, hey, good talk, my friend. Just kind of.
Taddy suggests a market run. Why not? Yeah, why not go down to the market and see what's available? I mean, we've been stuck in this tent for a year now, and now we got to set out into the world, and
Yeah.
might as well make sure that we have what we need before we go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Anybody have suggestions of what we're looking for?
No, we might as well go there. Maybe we'll hear something, hear information, find someone who's working on the Misty Mermaid. You know, loose lips, ships.
I mean,
Someone's gonna talk.
much
So
time
go
as I
down there.
spend on much time as I spend on that ground, I'd kind of like to see if there's healing potions available. I've heard of those things.
All right. Well,
I should probably get some while we're there.
let's take a market or run to the market. Otis is going to look at everybody and be like, if you happen to see a temple for Poseidon as we go, please let me know if I don't see it. Because I need to.
If memory serves me correctly, out of character, if memory serves me correctly, we've been here before, so you should know where one of those are.
For a year, but you've been slaves for that year, so you haven't left the Horde.
Okay.
In that, sorry, I should have given you guys a little more backstory. I'm sorry. The Horde area is all these tribal-looking tents up in this northern region. Except for maybe one or two instances, you have not left that area in the year.
And we don't remember anything beyond that.
You don't remember anything before that. You would know that it takes probably 4 to 5 hours to walk from where Pearl's token is to where my purple circle is down at the markets. There is also small boat shuttles that could get you there in an hour, but they cost money and you guys have none.
So basically, we'll have to go through like the middle, like are those like little villages and areas, like get through those.
You would have to choose a direction to go to get all the way around. And it would take you about 5 hours to do so.
How are we with swimming?
You have a little bit less than 48 hours before the ship leaves the docks.
Can we swim there?
I am not swimming. Have fun.
I see a bridge between the broke down tower and a tower at the corner of the market area.
Yep.
Is that accessible, or is that something that...
As far as you know, it's an option. You, looking out over the city over the last year, you've seen things moving back and forth across that bridge.
Okay, so we're discussing routes. I'm just going to say it looks like we should be able to cut through the woods to the southwest of us, and a bridge will take us right over to the marketplace.
Through conversations you've had over the past year with guards and other slaves, you do know a little bit about the layout of the city. You guys are currently in the area known as the borough known as the Horde, filled with brutish types, lots of half-orcs and gifts, and big muscly type beings. Directly to the south, where there's the trees and the beached broken ships, is the borough known as the Shadow Fae, an area known to home Fae-type creatures and creatures from Shadowfell that don't pose a threat to the city itself. To the east, or the right of where Pearl is a place just known as the Burrows. It was the first dock establishment of the docks, and that's where like the upper middle class family types live. Nobody of particular interest, mostly just like humans, elves, and dwarves. A little bit to the right of that is the compound. That's where the peacekeepers house. I'll put a circle up here so you know where I'm talking. So these are the burrows here. This is the compound. This area here is the area known as the Magistars. That is where the Haven Academy resides, the only schoolhouse on the entirety of the docks in Haven. and you have the southern reefs. These are like the lower middle class, upper lower class types. That's where you'll find your vagabonds, more or less. You have your easterlies. These are your very spiritual type beings, as well as ones who dedicate their life to martial prowess. This big long green building here is the gate separating the cities from the markets, and then the docks attached to the markets.
Sounds like the Odessa wants to go over that direction.
Hey, if we're gonna go that way, fine. However, y'all make a good point. We should probably get this done pretty quick.
Yeah. The sooner we get coin in pocket, the sooner we can move on.
This one half, one doesn't the other. I mean, I can't imagine that we, even though we cleaned up, we probably don't look or smell too good. I'm guessing, being slaves.
You guys were given, hot water and soap to clean yourself after your match. So you're pretty well cleaned up at this point.
We were the good ones. They want to keep us with it.
Well, fuck it. You guys want to go through, what is that, the Shadow Phase house? Or you want to go through the burrows?
I think I'd rather stay away from the law enforcement over there, if you don't mind.
Either way, fine with me. So, Shadow Fade is.
Let's go.
Somebody's got, ooh, excuse me, got objections.
Let's go.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright.
Ignore that little arrow.
I'm sorry. So you guys start working your way through to the south there. Passing through the streets, initially at least, a lot of members of the Horde recognize you. And a pat on the back and you helped me pay my rent this month. I super appreciate it. Keep it up so I can keep winning on my bets.
Did somebody actually pat me on the back?
At some point or another, they at least try to.
I don't like that. Don't touch me.
They got a coin purse?
Roll a perception check.
11?
You're able to spot various containers hanging from various people's waist belts, but you can't say definitively what they are.
I'm talking about the one that came up and pat me on the back.
In the short duration you've traveled, there's probably been 3 or 4 people at this point. Each of them having something strapped to their belt, but you don't know what's in it.
If there's something that looks like a pouch of some sorts, I want to try and take it.
Okay. Let's say... you catch an opportunity on one of the people where you might have a chance. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
17.
God damn.
All right. You're able to grab it. You want to open it now or later?
Nope. I'll just hold on to it
Okay.
and walk away.
Just put in your inventory, put random belt pouch, so I know what it is when you do decide to open it.
Oh, I'll open it here in a bit. Just not going to do it while we're still in the Horde area.
Fair enough. All right. But you guys continue to walk, the occasional, hey, yeah, love you guys, all that fun stuff. But you eventually make it down to the edge. Having never been over here, you didn't realize that there's no walkway between the Horde and the Shadow Fae. There is a gap. It's about 15 feet across from one side to the other, and there's a number of small little skid boats, little rowboats, charging 1 silver per person to ferry you across.
Okay. Can you make change for a gold piece?
I know you guys' inventory says you have money. You don't have any money right now. Don't erase that number.
Okay.
But you don't have any currency on you.
I'm gonna open that pouch.
Okay, roll a d8 for me.
One.
It has 4 gold in it.
I'll
All
switch.
right. Nah, I can cover us.
So,
About that.
you go by Becky or Becca? I'm sorry.
Like it's fine.
Becca. So the conversion rate is 10 to 1. So 10 platinum, or sorry, 1 platinum equals 10 gold. 1 gold is equal to 10 silver. 10 silver is equal, or 1 silver is equal to, yeah, whatever the next lowest one is. Real efficient, I know. Sorry. 1 platinum is equal to 10 gold. 1 gold is equal to 10 electrum. 1 electrum is equal to 10 silver. Or no, we don't use electrum. So 1 gold is equal to 10 silver. And 1 silver is equal to 10 copper. So his one of the 4 gold he just got would get 10 people across. So it'll get all 5 of you across and back.
Okay.
If he chose to use the currency to pay for that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay. So you find a rowboat and pay for the 5 of you, and he gives you 5 silver back as change. And rows you all across.
Galen is gonna look at Tatty and say, "That was nice of you. You didn't have to share your gold."
I got things to do, and I can't do them without you. So.
So I think it was nice.
You continue moving in what you think is a southerly direction. As 2 minutes into stepping into the Feywild, you find yourselves in a place that does not look or remind you of a dock city surrounding an island in the middle of an endless ocean. There appears to be grass and plants growing from the ground, trees higher than you can see, a canopy you can't even see through. But at the same time, there's an uneasy feeling up each of your spines as you feel like you're being watched. If anybody wants to, can make a perception check.
We'll happily make a perception check.
Was somebody going to say something there? Sorry.
I was just gonna say I like this place. Very inland feeling.
Heads up, I'm going to give myself guidance.
Perfect.
15.
I don't really need it, so never mind.
But you know, when it comes to skill checks, yes, there's nat 1s and nat 20s. But in things like perception, a nat 20 doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see anything that might be hidden. The DC might be high enough, you might need that extra D4 to get there.
Fair.
So, I saw a perfect example on TikTok the other day where a guy was like, I rolled a nat 20 on my persuasion. I need horses for the group. Give them to me. And the DM was like, give me your car keys. He's like, what? No. He's like, exactly. Just because you rolled a nat 20 doesn't mean he's going to give you whatever you want. You know? So let's see here. Taddy had a 15, 23 for Odes, 18 for Galen.
24.
Yeah, 24. Still need one from you, Pearl, if you're going to make one.
Okay.
Okay. All of you are, except for Pearl. Pearl's like very, get this shit done and over with, get where we need to go right now. But the 4 of you look around and catch little creatures out of the corner of your eyes. Some fairies, some satyrs, Odess, at one point you think you saw a centaur, but you know a centaur is a pretty big creature. And when you look again, there's nothing there. Looking up into the treetops, you can see winged creatures flapping back and forth from tree to tree. And as you get deeper into the darker parts of the trees, you think you catch a glimpse of what looks like an imp. A little winged devil creature. Definitely some things that you never thought you would see, especially here.
Well, Otis is going to look at the rest of the group and be like, maybe we should move this pretty quickly through here. Just saying. There's some weird shit.
I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me that much.
I was just gonna say, as weird as it is, and even though you feel like you're being watched, you feel strangely comforted being here, Teddy.
Yeah. I don't know why, but we're good.
You continue through, passing through, eventually getting to the center of that section, where the forest kind of opens up, and for the first time in probably an hour, you are reminded that you're back in the docks as you come upon the central market area. And you can see people carrying crates of goods in, and creatures coming out of the trees, coming up to the tented area, handing over slips of paper, which are then inspected, reviewed, handed back, and then the creature's given a bag of supplies from the market area, and they scuttle back to the trees to return to wherever they came from.
Otis is going to look at Patty and be like, is this the market we're looking for?
Where are we at? I can't see the marker.
Oh, I didn't put one up here. I got it.
I think it's like the pink and red striped
Yeah,
building.
you're right here right now.
Oh, this ain't the market. It's just a place in the middle of the forest. We're heading.
You're
we're about halfway there, if memory serves me correctly.
You're familiar with the centralized marketing system that Haven runs off of, where each borough has a market similar to this, where supplies are delivered to, and then rations are given out to the citizens. Just barely enough to survive off of, and then they're reliant for making enough coin or goods to trade to actually survive off of.
Okay, so this is like
A distribution center, not a market, is a better way to describe
this
it.
is what, a bodega, and we're heading to Super K down south. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate description.
Okay, awesome. I mean, we can stop here if y'all want to, but the good stuff's down south, man.
Well, hey, Patty says the good shit's down south. Let's go south.
All right. You continue south. Not long after entering back into the trees out the south side of the distribution area, you run into the first abandoned ship. A large, daunting vessel. Indications of a battle long since forgotten in the sides of the hull. And in the shadows inside of the ship, you swear you can see movement.
Do we hear any sounds or anything coming from it?
Make a perception check.
I'll give myself guidance on that.
All of us or just Odess?
Anybody who wants to.
Damn ones.
It's alright, you got a dirty 20 off of it.
Oh, fair. I didn't realize about that.
Taddy, you're very like, I ain't worried about it. Gallon, you're taking in everything, so you're having a hard time focusing on any one thing. But Odessa and Silt, you guys actually like stop and focus on the ship, and you can hear from deep within the ship low grumbles and some scratching noises like nails on wood coming from deep within the hull of the ship.
Well, not my business.
Okay. Maybe
I look
there's
off to the
something.
side at like birds and other things out in the wilderness.
Oh, look, a swallow.
Is
I
it
wonder
carrying
if
a
they-
coconut?
Shenanigans said it best. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Okay, I guess.
Carrying on.
I don't know. Maybe they haven't heard of our Lord Poseidon.
Oh my god, just shut up, let's go.
Okay.
We deciphered from conversations we've had with people that we need to be down at the market to find your god's place. Remember?
Apple.
Yeah, but they were grumbling in there. They didn't sound happy.
Oh no, out of character. I'm fully aware it's a temple, but in character, Daddy's like, I don't care. It's a place.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Fine. I begrudgingly agree to go.
You guys continue south. As you pass around the hull of the ship, the forest area ceases, and you run into rambled houses. These things are run down, broken, complete disrepair, and you get much more of a haunted feeling as you pass through this section. Again, seeing quick movements out of the corner of your eyes, you're all like very, let's go. And it doesn't take you long, maybe 15 minutes of hurried travel, before you finally come back to a forested area where the feeling is much more uplifted and not as fuck is the best way I can describe it. The area you come to seems much more organized and much more structured. The trees appear planted in rows, and there's a, for lack of a better word, open field passing up through the center of the area. You can see various workers, and you can tell they're workers because they have, tools and pouches, and they're doing things with intent as they move through. But as you're continuing your way, what would be southeast now, I'll put this back up over here. You guys are about here right now. As you're continuing your way down southeast-ish, you can see these workers are pruning and clipping the trees, and anybody who is proficient with it can give me a nature check. So that's on skills. If you have a gold star next to nature, go ahead and roll it. Which I think would be, I don't know if any of you do.
I know.
Maybe.
Nope, none of you do. Okay, never mind then. You continue through, unless any of you want to stop and interrupt any of the workers.
Nope, we gotta keep going. Everybody says we gotta keep going.
Now that things are opened up a little bit, you do also notice you're not the only travelers. There are some other creatures kind of moving back and forth in the same direction as you're moving, or the opposite direction that you're heading. All of them, the ones moving with you have empty bags and such with them, and the ones coming from the direction you're heading have full bags, is of note. You also noticed once you entered the Shadow Fae, even the creatures that did come up to you when you passed through the distribution point, now that you're in what would be a passage of areas, nobody recognizes you. Nobody's paying you guys any attention even. But you continue. There's a last little town on the edge of that area. Again, the buildings are in disrepair, although there are some patchwork on it to kind of keep the structural aspect in place. They just don't care how it looks. And this is a very rundown port would be the best way to describe it. Like, nothing really happens here, but it's here because it is seemingly in a place of importance. And you notice as you walk through the town, there are some undead types, some ghouly types, but they all mind their own business and go about their lives because that's what they're living. And eventually you get to the tower, and at the base of a tower, a giant, missing chunks of flesh out of his arms and torso, exposing the bone underneath, leans down close to the five of you and, "Your writ, please."
My what?
It's the paper. I think he wants the paper the guy gave us.
Market pass?
Yeah, didn't he give us market pass? Pretty sure he gave us market pass.
Pretty sure it's with you, Odess, because he gave you the pouch.
Oh, that's right. I'll hand over the paper that our employer has given us.
He snatches it out of your hand with just his pointer finger and thumb and holds it very close to his eyes, squinting. And then, like, drapes it under his nose in a long... leaving just a little bit of ooze dribble on it as he does, and hands it back, and... "Your writ of passage is good. Please proceed." And steps to the side and allows you entrance to the tower. You make your way up the tower. Takes a good 20-30 minutes of walking, probably like 15-20 stories worth of rickety steps and some questionable ladders. You finally get to the top, where there's a decently constructed rope bridge, like the one you'd see in an Indiana Jones movie, leading across to the other side, where you can see a very well-constructed tower, clearly of wooden framing with a plaster, like a mud plaster finish on it. You make your way across and start your descent. I'm putting in natural pauses in case anybody wants to jump up with anything. So
Stop in the middle of the bridge and look down. Is there ships or anything passing?
not currently. You can see a lot of ships, circling the island or anchored out from the island. When you look inland towards the island, you notice a shipwreck of particular, only because it's the only shipwreck that's above water. But you can also, now that you're at an elevation, you can see a couple of other shipwrecks that are below the surface of the water. Just something you hadn't noticed because you weren't at a high enough elevation to be able to see off the glare of the surface. Inside the harbor, there's a couple of small fishing vessels, which are the little ships. And then there's a couple of larger ships at dock off the island. But nobody is coming and going from the harbor. A rare sight as it is, today there does happen to be 2 flying ships above. Both of them kind of hovering on the outskirts of a city, and you can just make out the rope ladder allowing them to get up and down from the ship to the docks.
Okay. Can I kind of see the marketplace from here?
Oh, absolutely. You guys could see it from the time you got up to the top of the Shadowfell Tower. You can see pretty much everything open to the green wall. And then that first row. So this is about your line of sight. The map doesn't paint a great picture of how the buildings are built. Square footage wise, think of it like Asia. Everything is built up to accommodate more people. On the square footage of just the dock area, there should only be a couple of hundred people living here. The actual population is probably in the tens of thousands. So everything is very tightly built and shambled together and built up to allow more in less space. So it's not that you can't see farther, it's just this line is the wall where the buildings are. But you can definitely see over the entirety of the marketplace.
Okay. And is it pretty hustling and bustling?
Very much so.
Good.
It is crowded and packed. Where you can pick out walkways, all you see is people. It's almost impossible to see the dock that they're walking on.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna get a little on the excited side. Like you'll see my eyes get a little big, and kind of lean over the rope a little bit.
Make a dexterity saving throw. Or dexterity check, sorry.
13.
As you go to lean over... Well, hold on a second. Double check. Nope, nothing happens.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, let's go, guys.
Lead the way, my friend.
Sorry, whispers.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys continue across the bridge, no issues. You make your way down. The second you exit that tower, you are just surrounded by people. But you have made it to the market. What do you want to do from here? Keep in mind, it's been about 4 to 5 hours at this point. So you had breakfast, you had your fight, you had basically a second breakfast, which was an actual meal. We are past lunchtime at this point. And the market is bustling. There are large buildings shambled together as makeshift storage. The aisles and walkways are filled with people and vendors and anybody just trying to pawn whatever they can to make some coin.
I don't want to just glance around. I want to actually look for the richest guy walking through.
Okay.
With a nice big fat coin purse.
Gotcha. I need everybody to make a perception check for me.
Jacob, can you roll for me, please, with guidance my fantasy grounds?
Yeah, I got you. You rolled a 24, Brad. Gallon, Pearl, Silt, and Odess. You guys, now that you've made your way down the tower, you realize that this smell of brownies, it's like a chocolatey baked good, has been following you since you were up on the rope bridge. And like you smelt it when you were up there and didn't think anything of it, but now that you're down through the tower and you still smell it like it's right next to you, it's kind of come into the forethought of your mind. Taddy, you have issue picking out a particular person that meets your criteria because it is just packed through this crowd.
Okay.
It's like you might catch like a glimpse of somebody who might be what you're looking for, and then you blink and they've disappeared into the crowd. Not because they mean to, just because it is a sea of people.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye out. So.
Perhaps this is the time that we split up to try and cover more ground.
Sorry, out of character, I'm laughing. Sorry.
I mean, we've made it to the market. We discussed trying to get the items we may need for our travel. But it has dawned on me in our travels that the few coins that I now have in my pocket is all we have between the group of us, it would appear. I'm guessing we're going to need to try and find some coins.
All the more reason if you would like to go procure some coin, acquire. The rest of us can go and start looking around the market for any sign of our misty mermaid. And then meet up.
Just remember, we only got a short period of time. Otis is going to want to get this done. That's what we agreed on.
So it is a little after noon today. The ship is leaving evening tomorrow. So you've probably got a little less than 36 hours to accomplish what you need to.
Anybody have any means of us acquiring work or coin?
Otis is going to break down and say, I don't know about coin, but I'm sure if we go by the Temple of Poseidon, that they might be able to help us out or give us some kind of information. Maybe one of the patrons there needs some help.
I mean, that or other nefarious means, I suppose, but temple's fine with me.
Otis is just
Hungry.
responding.
Erdan, you would know that Pearl...
Erdan's not here.
Oh, sorry. Fucking Friday. This is the problem with more than one campaign. Odess. You would know that Pearl wears an amulet to Poseidon. Because she wears it. It's visible. So, over the last year, you would know that you and her have that in common, at least.
Otis would look at Pearl and be like, wouldn't you agree that they might be able to help us out? If food and drink is what we're looking for.
That could be a good shot.
The temple has always taken care of me.
Let's go say hi to your
We can go
friends.
say hello and try.
It's just on the other side of the market, I think, if I remember correct, when we were given the tour.
Yeah, you know that it's... The temples are typically within this area here.
Come on, Sil. Maybe they got some milk.
Let's hope for the best. Let's go.
Let's let's go to the temple then. We'll see if they can take care of us.
Sounds good.
We give us enough supplies to get going.
Okay. You all work your way through the market. I need everybody to roll a perception check.
Perception with guidance. Yeah, I swear to God, every time I roll that guidance, it's a 1. I swear to God.
Yeah, but it's a +1. It's not just a 1.
You swear to Poseidon.
Yes, I swear to Poseidon.
Okay. You guys all make it. I'm just going to use Pearl's token again. You guys all make it through the marketplace. No seeming issues. You've seen food vendors. You've seen good vendors. You've seen people moving through the crowd. Taddy, did you want to do any shady shit moving through the crowds?
Yeah. Okay. I'm still looking for those coin purses, dude.
Roll a
Token.
roll a d12 for me.
Oh, we drop it on the chat box.
That might help.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand 3 times.
1, 19. Number 2, 26. And a 19.
Roll 3d8.
Oh, you want them all at once? Or?
Together or separate, it don't matter.
Okay, there's the 1. And I'll double up the second one. 3 altogether. So 12.
2, 7, 3. You get to the end of the marketplace and quickly look into the 3 pouches you were able to get, and rough guesstimation, you've got about 40 gold amongst the 3 pouches.
Hey, I'll take it.
Honey,
What?
did you steal
Oh,
brownies from somebody?
okay.
Brownies? No.
I was going to say, if anybody wanted to try and see Taddy doing his shifty shit, roll a perception check. To the average commoner, Taddy's pretty slick. To Gallon and Pearl, he's not so slick. You guys are aware of his trickeries. And definitely watch him pinch all 3 pouches. And not say anything about it. You don't know what he got, but you know he got 3 pouches off people.
Okay.
I got something.
Sneaky.
You actually say that to him, or are you just saying that?
No, I say it to him. Sneaky.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I just casually side-eye him. And then look away.
And I grin. Give me a little chuckle. I don't know what you're talking about.
As you guys approach the gate on the far side of the marketplace, similar to what happened in the tower, except this time there's 2 armed individuals, 1 human and 1 dwarf, step up as you're approaching. And, writ of passage.
Otis is going to pull out the writ that he had shown before, and he's going to just kind of, here you go.
You see him notice the, like, slobbering entrail dripping off of it, and he just turns his head sideways to read it and goes, "You're good. Clean that up next time." And they step out of the way to let you pass through. As you pass through the gate into the towering, and by towering, we're talking like 4 or 5 stories tall buildings. You can tell they're definitely not up to building code real world wise. but they're structural for their purposes. The streets out here are not as packed as they were in the market, but they are definitely still packed with people bustling to get where they need to go for the day. There are still some salespersons on the sides of the streets. Not near as many as there were in the market, but you get the indication it's people who can't afford the right to sell their goods in the actual market. So they're just doing what they can to make some coin here because this is where people go for that sort of stuff.
We see any temples or anything nearby?
Make a
Specifically, temples of Poseidon.
make a perception check.
Do that with guidance. Come on, baby.
You don't see any Poseidon indications. You do think you catch through the crowd what looks like some holy men. They're walking this way towards you, and then they cut down an alley or a side street heading this way.
I follow them.
And you lose sight. The distances on this map are not to scale, by the way. So, you start pushing through the crowd. Is everybody following him?
Yep.
Okay. You start pushing through the crowd, and when you come around the corner, you have no idea where they went.
You said we're pushing. Like we're bumping into people as we go?
Like making your way through the crowd. Not necessarily pushing or bumping, but it's like being in the back portion of the crowd at a concert where you can make your way through easy enough, but you got to turn sideways sometimes or like that.
I mean, if I gotta bump into people, I'm not done.
We're going to spend every session just having you roll for sticky finger. All right. Roll I'm glad I made these tables ahead of time.
I warned you.
I made like 12 tables, I'm not going to lie. Roll a d6.
I warned you.
I know you did.
4.
Okay. And roll a d8.
8.
Okay. Sleight of hand. Just once.
20.
Oh, I actually rolled good that time too. You're able to get one pouch off somebody. When you quickly open it as you continue walking, it's completely empty.
Damn. By the way, I'm dropping the empty ones, by the way.
Okay. Do you like consolidating them all into one purse and then dropping the empty ones?
You got it.
Okay. I am not keeping track of what you've gotten, so if you don't write it down, it's on you.
I already got it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you come around the corner, and the supposed holy people that you thought you saw, Odess, are nowhere to be seen.
He's just going to look around and be like, well, do you guys see any indications for a temple of Poseidon or any temple like that?
You can all make a perception check.
That include me also, or?
Yeah, if you want to make another one.
Do guidance.
You see, I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't remember where, so give me just a second here. You don't see. Let's see. This applies to Silt, Odess. Pearl, you get advantage, so roll it one more time. Because that is your deity. Silt, Odess, Gallon. And let's see what Pearl's roll comes out to be. Okay, so Silt, Odess, and Gallon, you guys look around. You don't see anything noting Poseidon. But you do see a temple to Talos. Which you would recognize as a storm god. A little ways up this building right here. Pearl and Tatty, you guys, you just don't catch it.
I'm too busy looking for more pouches.
That and it's a lot going on. It's a lot of sensory input right now. So
They could help us.
but this is the first temple you've been able to pick out of any of the buildings.
I don't know. They're not my god, but
Oh, any of these are as good as any other of these.
we can always ask. Per se. You're hungry, aren't you, my little friend? All right.
A contemptuous look.
All right. Let's go see if we can't fix your hanger.
All right. So you guys make your way through the narrowed, busy streets and are now at the front doors of the temple.
Are the doors closed?
The doors are closed. There are some beggars out front, holding their hands up, hoping for some coin. The building, now that you're closer to it, definitely looks a little better constructed than everything else you've seen so far. Like, carpentry-wise, somebody has the money to and actually cares enough to take care of this building compared to the rest of them that you've seen in the area.
So this is going to give a good little on the door. See if anybody answers.
You rap your knuckles on the door, letting off a big boom, boom, boom. And one of the homeless sitting right next to the door goes, "It's not a private residence. It's a temple. You just walk in."
Otis is just going to look at him and just be like,
As you look down on him, he puts his hand up to your face. Not like this. Like this. Like, put something in my hand.
Otis is just going to walk inside, dude. He's just going to push open the doors and walk inside.
Everybody following?
I'm hanging back a little bit, waiting until they all go inside, and I whisper to the Grand Tempest, "Should we go in, my friend?"
Yeah, I guess I'm going in.
You don't hear a response from the Grand Tempest.
Okay. Then I will follow everybody in.
Okay. Everybody enters. Last person closing the door behind them, as it was when you went in. I'm assuming, unless no, in which case tell me.
No, I'm closing it.
Okay.
Definitely closing it.
Oh, I'm definitely closing it on that beggar guy. Nope. That was rude.
All right. As soon as you approach, you can see that there is a prayer service in progress. There's a cleric of some sort up at the front leading a mass of people, probably close to 100 people in prayer currently.
Sigh loudly.
Otis is going to look at Zilt and the rest of them be like, shh.
I sigh loudly again at him.
What do we what are we seeing people wise? He's pretty average. I mean, we got some kings, queens up front. I mean, what are we talking?
It's a pretty wide variety of commoners. Various races, from human to dwarves to elves to gnomes to, I mean, just about anything common in the D&D world.
So regular clothes, raggedy clothes. We got some gold stitching on the one up front with the cloak and the big pouch.
You don't see anything that would indicate wealth on any of them.
Okay.
Lower to middle class, average wise.
Okay.
Nobody tings your spidey sense as a target, Mr. Fingers.
Hey. We'll talk about that later.
Otis is just going to look at the rest of them and just say, when they're done, we will ask for their help. But have respect for their prayer. I guess we'll just wait till the prayer's done.
You guys wait. While waiting, a number of acolytes, as anybody familiar with religious service, walks past, performing their caretaker duties. Towards what you believe to be the end of the prayer, one of the acolytes walks past the group and kind of stops and takes a double take at you, Pearl. And walks up to you within 5 feet of you and looks at you in the eyes and looks down at the amulet you wear around your neck, spits at your feet and goes, "Heathen, get out of our church."
I punch him in the face.
What?
Roll an unarmed strike.
Laughs.
Oh my god.
Go to your actions tab. I put it up under your weapons. Unarmed strike. Roll to hit. Just drop it in the chat box.
I knew she's rolling to hit, but Otis was going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Give me a second. Roll damage. So he walks up, spits on you, calls you a heathen and tells you to get out. You cock back, popping him in the nose, and he just falls back onto the ground, hopefully just unconscious. As doing so, Odess shouts out, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," which gets the attention of everybody in the temple, and all eyes are on you right now.
While everybody's looking, I look at him and I say, "You ever say that to me and it's the last fucking word you ever say in your fucking life."
Otis is going to kind of just be like, all right, let's go. We're leaving. Sorry, everybody. We're leaving.
And he's just going to let out a big old fucking laugh.
I'm laughing too.
I'm just wide-eyed staring at everything.
Is everybody leaving, or?
I wanna kind of look at everybody and kind of ask, like, anyone willing to help us out? No? Okay, cool. Then, like, back out.
As you look across the crowd, you can see off the sides of the temple a couple of well-armed, very well-formed, armor-wearing individuals with maces step out of, like, side pockets and start walking towards you guys.
Can I help the guy up that fell down?
Yeah, absolutely. He's still unconscious.
Okay. I want to try and help him to his feet.
Roll a medicine check.
You're too nice, Daddy. You're too nice.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you kind of like pat him on the face. You kind of like pat him on the face to start getting him to wake up and stand him up on his feet. He's very bow-legged right now, but he is up and holding his own weight.
Great. Now I'm going to take his pouch.
Yeah.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Yes.
13.
You're not very slick about it. You like pat him on the face, wake him up, stand him up to his feet, and like straight do a police pat down on him, and fucking priest ain't got shit.
I just making sure he's okay. Just make sure he's okay.
I'm slowly putting about
Not even worth
Eight.
a penny.
8 feet of distance between these people and just groom my paw hands.
Okay.
Otis is going to continue pulling Pearl out and just like, what the fuck was that?
Are you gonna go with him, Pearl, or are you resisting?
I'm just like, hey, don't fucking disrespect me.
So it's like the super angsty Latina. It's like, I'll fucking kill you, but doesn't like stop the person from dragging them away at all.
Okay with that.
Okay.
I'm a little moment, and that's it. Like,
All
don't
right.
disrespect me. I will punch you in the face, and now let's move on to what we need to do.
Well, Odess, you are able to successfully drag Pearl out the front doors. Is everybody else following, or are you staying?
I'm staying.
Okay.
I look at Silt and go, what are we doing?
See what happens. I'm not with those guys. I'm just here for the sandwiches.
Oh,
Okay. I'm kind of curious. I want to see if Silt gets some sandwiches.
I'm going to hang out too.
What about you, Gallon? What are you doing?
I'll stay. I want to see what happens.
She's just like,
And also, if there's sandwiches, I also would like a sandwich.
So the three of you stay as Odess drags Pearl out. Well, before we get into that, Odess and Pearl, you're out of the temple. The door's slightly cracked, but what are you two doing?
Otis is going to stand in front of the crack. The crack. I gotta get it out today. And you still look at Pearl and be like, dude, what the fuck? We were here trying to get help. What the fuck?
Don't disrespect me. Rule number 1. If you do, you get punched in the fucking throat. Simple as that.
How are we ever supposed to get help if you can't talk through it?
Shouldn't have fucking spit on me and say negative things about my beliefs and my goals.
What did he even say to you?
He spit on me.
Yeah, I saw that part, but I mean, come on.
Spit on me. Don't touch me unless I want you to. Don't fucking
He-
talk to me unless I want you to.
In case you missed it, Pam, he called you a heathen.
Well, besides that, she's more upset with the fact that she got spit on by
It's fair.
this little person. Don't spit on me. Don't touch me. And then he called me a pretty bad name. And now she's kind of like... But anyway, he spit on me. And that's what triggered me.
Odess, make a perception check.
Oh.
The spitting bullshit. To be fair, not a character. Not the name, the spitting.
You are on it with your perception checks tonight. You notice as Pearl is saying he called me a bad name, she starts to tear up a little bit and she quickly wipes it away. But before she wipes it away, you notice that the tear isn't clear, it's actually red.
Otis is just, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but Otis is going to be like, are you okay?
Yes.
You got to lean into the microphone, Pam. We're only catching like one word out of your sentences.
Yeah. Fine. Why do you ask?
too. You too with a little red.
Just a little eyeshadow. And she just walks away.
This is gonna be like
Pam, make a deception check. Odess, make an insight check.
with guidance.
You don't even need to roll the guidance. You know she's full of shit, but she turned and walked away.
He's just gonna be like, I don't know if you've ever seen it in the movies where the person's like walking away and the guy just like turns. He's just like, what the fuck?
All right, we'll jump back over to you three still in the temple. Taddy, Gallon, and Silt. Two of the very well armed individuals walk up to you. What's going on here?
Hey, look, my friend was coming here to talk to some of your people for something, and we were told they're sandwiches.
I'm here for the sandwiches.
I like roast beef.
This is a place of worship. There are no sandwiches. I don't know who told you that. Why is one of our devoted bleeding from his nose?
Funny story.
Probably ask the person out there.
Funny story. His shoelace is untied, and he fell down.
I find that hard to believe. If you notice, and he like reaches down and lifts up the cloak a little bit, our devoted don't wear shoes. And you look and he's barefoot.
Well, I mean, yeah, but can you see the toenails on that guy? He gives a wide-eyed, like, yeah, right, yeah, right. I'm trying to fucking deceive myself out of this. That's all I'm trying to do here.
Pearl, are you still walking away?
I am, but as I heard the conversation, I'm like, this one right here. And I can picture
Oh, you're outside. You can't hear anything going on in there right now. Odess, are you following her, or are you still standing outside the temple?
Otis is gonna go back inside. Like, he's just like, what the fuck? And just goes back inside.
Okay. As you step in, the two turn their attention to you, noticing the emblem embroidered upon your shield. You! Out! We don't allow that heathenage within our place of worship. Go!
Otis is just gonna look at him and be like, I'm happy to leave your establishment. I'm just seeking direction.
I said out! And as he lets out the out, he slams his mace down on the ground, and you recognize a crackle of divine energy spark off of it as it contacts the ground.
Well, he's just gonna look over at Silk and be like, sorry, my friend. I guess they don't want to share any food with you. I'm sorry. Let's go find
They
another
don't want
temple.
to share food with you.
Well, okay then.
The other one speaks up and goes, Friends, huh? None of you are welcome here. Take your heathenage back to the squalor that you crawled out of. With that, they ready up their shields and their maces and not threateningly approach you, but definitely approach you ready in more of a ushering get out sort of fashion.
Well, your issue is with who he likes to talk to in his spare time, right? I don't talk to who he talks to. Why you gotta be rude to
Just
me like
leaving
that?
at this point.
You're leaving, Silt?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
pushing through. I'm out.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I will remember this when you ask for help next time.
And I just kindly look at the guards and just say, hey, look, you need disrespect. We just were trying to see if we could get some help from you guys.
Make a strength saving throw. You too, Teddy. Sorry. I'm going to keep saying Teddy. I mean Taddy. It's...
Hey, I was fine with Teddy. It's fine.
As you both kind of stand there saying something to these war priests, they both kind of like push out at you with their shields, not violently, just trying to like nudge you, and you both are able to stand your ground. The one speaks up again. You will not be warned again. Leave our temple.
Teddy puts his hands up. Okay, Dick. Don't be so rude about it. Fuck, man. You're out of here. Okay, Dick, where'd go?
And then I just say, later, Gators.
Okay. Everybody out of the temple now. The door you hear slam behind you as the last two of you, exit out.
I try and open it.
It doesn't feel locked, but it feels like somebody's standing with their foot there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the beggar outside and be like, so much for being public, huh?
He just holds his hand up to you, asking for...
Hey, buddy. I'm talking to the guy sitting next to the door.
Okay.
You want to make a quick gold coin?
I haven't seen a whole gold in months. Oh.
Hey, man. I'll give you a whole gold coin right now if you stand up and piss on that door.
Too easy. Immediately stands up, drops Trow down around the ankles so you can see his bare ass cheeks. Come on. Can everybody turn around for a second, please? Come on.
And there goes my arm crossed, looking in the distance.
I haven't had a lot to drink today. Just give me a second. And after what seems like 5-10 minutes, finally you hear the little trickling noise as he starts relieving himself on the door.
Patty gets excited.
He finishes quickly and turns around and goes, "Okay, Gold, I gotta leave now because if they know that I did that and they come out here, it's gonna be bad."
I flip him the coin and just giggle and get all kinds of excited. Thanks, man. I needed that.
As soon as that coin hits his hand, he bolts it down around the corner and is gone.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say, as he runs up, Billy, where's the simple sign-in? With no response.
Yeah, nobody responds to you. You hear, or as things settle down, now that the homeless man has relieved himself on the door to the Temple of Talos, you all look around and Pearl's gone.
Yeah, we didn't want their help anyways. They're assholes. Where'd Pearl go?
I don't know. She walked off.
You came out here with her. Which way did she go?
Yeah,
Where did she go, George?
She walked up. She walked up this way. He's going to point in the direction that he left all Pearl walking.
Yep. Walking out of the temple, she would have turned right, gone to the end, and then turned left.
We ain't gonna get much done if we're all scattered about the town. We better go get her.
Let's go get her.
All right.
Fuck.
You're all looking as you walk. We're just going to use Taddy's token. You get down to the corner. Everybody make a perception check. The four of you, at least.
I'm going to turn this into a song.
And Pam, I just need you to roll me a straight D20, please.
Oh, finally I get something bigger than a 1.
Any minute. It's not happening. Can you do it for me? I tried 5 times.
I can't roll a straight number for you.
Hold on. It's not doing it.
There, I'll just roll a D20. It's for a table roll. So when you guys get up to the intersection, Taddy, you look right, and she's obviously not that direction. The other three of you look left, and you can see Pearl talking to a street vendor a little ways down the dock.
Taddy the only one that sees this?
Taddy's
No, I know.
Taddy
You guys.
Taddy is the only one who does not see it.
Oh. Otis is gonna turn around and look at Taddy and be like, "Thunder!" And point at Pearl.
Turn around, look in that direction.
Okay. You're aware of her now? You all heading over there, or what are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
You walk over, and the four of you make another perception check now. But as you walk over, you can see Pearl talking to the street vendor. It's a very old gnomish lady. And gnomes live to be a great age, you know. But this lady is very old. And you can see her, my dear, these necklaces are fine artifacts from the deepest of the old places. And, I mean, they're great, but what do I need money for nowadays? I'd be happy to give them to you for some small coinage, 5 silver apiece. And as the rest of you kind of like look at these quote unquote artifacts as you walk up, you notice that they are just simple carved pieces of wood. And there is nothing ornate or special about them, but Pearl seems very entranced by the offer. The sales lady speaks up again. But of course, if you're light on coin, I'd be willing to take them on trade. That shield looks mighty fine. I'd be happy to give you a number of these items in exchange.
Just talking to Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Pearl.
What you doing?
Does Pearl act like she's wiggly, or does she act like she's like what's going on with her?
I mean, you're not enchanted, but you're entranced by the sales pitch. So you're definitely paying attention and kind of tossing thoughts over. But you can definitely hear them as they walk up and talk to you.
I'm just looking at necklaces.
Yeah, well, we're looking at necklaces.
I don't know. Just aren't they cute?
They're shit.
Oh.
Well, that's quite the rude thing. I'm never selling to you. I'm very good with faces, you feline thing, you. Don't ever come to buy anything from me. But back to business, my dear. How do you feel about them? Would you be happy to purchase or trade for some of them today?
No, I just want you around to get the fuck out of my face after talking to my friend like that. So you can do that, and you can go fuck your necklaces while you're at it.
Whoa, come on.
After the escalation, you see her demeanor change, and she goes from this hunched over, very old sounding gnome to a little more upright, still very feminine, but not as old sounding. Goes, well, I never. Last time I come to the marketplace, as she starts shoving all of her stuff into a bag, and it only takes her a moment to do so, and then picks it up and goes, I knew they were snotty in the south. They warned me. Take my goods elsewhere. And she starts marching off through the crowd.
Can I rephrase that? And while I'm saying that to her, I'm giving her a very lovely look in the eyes.
At this point, you can call out after her, but you can't rewind time and say anything over.
No, as she's walking, I'm just giving her a very lovely look.
She's walking away from you. She doesn't see it. So.
Can I
Still
just?
giving her a look. I don't know if she's
Okay.
has eyes behind her.
I'm just letting you know that she did not see your lovely look.
That's okay. She can feel my energy. That's cool.
Can I quickly shout out if she knows anything about the Misty Mermaid?
You can.
I would like to ask if she knows anything or anyone regarding the Misty Mermaid.
Better not like shit.
What is there anything I need to do for that, or does she respond? Does she just keep walking?
Nope, you just shout it, and she just keeps walking.
Well, apparently, this temple idea was a bust.
However, comma, apostrophe, exclamation mark.
That was a lot of dice.
It was only 4. You'll live.
Okay.
Passing through, because you guys are kind of at a T intersection right now, with the first walkway going this way, and the second walkway going this way. And coming at you from the 10-foot walkway is a small group of 4 goblins. And as you shout out, "Do you know anything about the Misty Mermaid?" 2 of their ears kind of pipe up as they're walking past you. "Well, what do you want with the Misty Mermaid?"
Jobs.
"Oh, you want to talk to the captain then? Come here. He, doesn't like to leave the ship, but he does like to have breakfast on the docks. The last morning before we leave, he'll be at the Rusty Anchor tomorrow morning."
Fabulous.
And where is that establishment?
It's right behind you through that alley. And you all turn around and are able to look through the alley to see a building larger in circumference than the rest of the buildings. And in front of it, you can see the entryway, kind of like a front patio area where some people are sitting and currently partaking of drinks and food. Maybe 20 feet away from you.
Well, you're gonna have to ask Daddy nicely, because I don't have any money. Sorry.
I will not.
I look at the goblin friends and I say, thanks for helping. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. Hope to see you amongst the crew when we set sail tomorrow. And they
Looking forward to it.
waddle off down the alley into the Rusty Anchor.
So, good intel for tomorrow. In the meantime, should we continue trying to find some help and some coin?
I'm open to ideas.
I'm thirsty. I say we go to the inn. I mean, I can get us a round of ales. Maybe a sandwich or 2.
Very good.
What's the name of that place that the captain was supposed to be at tomorrow?
The Rusty Anchor. I opened up the shortcut on the map, so that little green dot just north of Taddy's token, you can click on that. Oh, no, it's a map link, not a description link, but you should be able to hover over it and at least see that it's the Rusty Anchor.
Negative.
No?
It's there, but there's nothing that pops up. We can't click it.
Yeah,
Well, I
there's no
can't.
name on it.
Hold on.
But at least we got a marker. We can work with that.
Yeah.
Fixing it right now. There you go. Now there should be another one you can hover over.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, if everybody
Alrighty.
Just gonna follow along at this point.
Okay.
Come on, Pearl. Forget those necklaces. Let's go get some ale. Man.
All right.
Yeah, sounds nice.
So you guys all make your way to the Rusty Anchor. And I will go ahead and pop up the map. It's not generated with tokens or characters or anything. But as you enter, the place is pretty well packed out. This is like a late lunch rush. The front patio area where you're currently standing, all the tables are full. I mean, people are standing there with plates, with a flagon of whatever they're drinking at their feet to eat, and then before they go back about their business. Stepping into the tavern, you see a very similar environment where the tables are all filled and there are people standing. With the exception of that carpeted area in the center of the room, on which there are a couple of bards playing calm shanties of sorts.
Alright. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just walk up to the bar.
Okay. You guys can move your tokens independently now that we're on a to-scale map.
Okay. Yeah, just head up to the bar and look for the barkeep.
As you guys walk through, you do see the goblins have a kind of corner table. And there with them is a kenku, a crow-like creature, as well as a humanoid turtle and something that looks like a bug that you're not super familiar with. But out of the sea of commoners, humans, elves, dwarves, a number of common creatures, that is, they stake out because you recognize them.
Alright, well,
The bartender, very busy, is down on the far end of the bar currently, helping other patrons.
We get a table while we wait?
I mean, he said earlier that
Yeah, the tables are all packed out currently. This is like the end of the lunch rush, so the place is packed.
yeah. I need to. I'll beckon for the barkeep. Hey, when you get a moment, use your assistance down here.
He catches you indicating out of the corner of his eye and holds up a finger as to indicate just a moment.
As long as it's at the moment finger, we're good.
Pearl, are you going to stay standing by the door, or did you want to move your character at all?
I'd like to know, from what you can see, is there anybody that seems alone or lonely right now, without any other companion?
Make an insight check. You are able to see in the far back corner a human male. And although the table is full, he is sitting there not partaking in any conversation, not like he seems like he's not here, if that makes sense. Like he's stuck in his head. He's thinking deeply about something. And you kind of get the guess that he came here by himself and didn't want to be rude, so allowed other people to sit at the table with him.
Beautiful. Pearl's gonna run to him and try to conversate with him.
You can actually run.
Yep.
Make a dexterity check.
That hell yeah.
Oh my god.
That was the time to roll a nat 20. You run across the room like ducking and weaving in between all variety of creatures, humans, dwarves, half orcs, gifts, just everything, and you just like bob and weave through the crowd like a professional crowd surfer at a concert and make your way over to the table.
Did Earl do this?
Yeah. Initially, you're like, it's one of those "what's going on over there" moments, and then you look over and you can see that it's Pearl like rushing through the crowd.
Other.
I'm gonna look at
And
Odess. I'm gonna look at Odess and elbow him and go, "Hey, I think she found your friend. Ain't she going?"
Found my friend. Found my friend. What? What are you talking about?
Weren't you guys looking for the same friend or something?
No,
I was back at that church for?
No, I was looking for a temple. I was trying to get us some help, some food, some drink, so we didn't have to pay for anything because we don't have any money.
Speak for yourself.
Well, how did you get money?
It's my business.
You're not going to share with the rest of the group?
I told you I was buying the first round and the sandwiches, didn't I?
Fair.
What'd you think? I was going to go scrub dishes? I giggle as I say that. I point in the back. Hey, what the fuck?
You know what? I'm just thankful. I'm not gonna dig into it.
I'm just gonna thank Patty for the sandwiches and booze.
As you're talking, the bartender comes over and goes, "All right, what'll it be?"
Well, I need a round of ales. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 of them. Hopefully she comes back. Maybe. As I kind of look back over at Pearl a little bit, and then I mean, Sil, you good with the ale, or you want me to see if they got milk or something, or what?
I would prefer milk.
You got milk? I look at the bartender.
He kind of like looks over his shoulder and waits for a drip to pop out of one of the barrels. He goes, "Yeah, I think we got some left. I can do that."
And I guess around the sandwiches.
Any particular kind of sandwich? We got some limited veggies and meat and fish.
Meat.
A lot of fish.
Do not bring me fish.
All right.
You heard Cat.
All right. It's 25 silver for the round.
Okay. I'm gonna put down 1 gold piece. This should pay for that and a little extra. I need some information.
That's You ever been here before, buddy?
Nope, but I'm guessing if you work here, you got the information I need.
That's a little less than half of 25 silver's worth. See, one of these gold ones is worth 10 silver. So I need 2.5 of these to cover your tab.
I dropped 4.
Oh, that's much better. I'll be right back. Scoops them up and runs off. As he's running, you hear, 5 sandwiches. If one of them's got fish, she'll shank you. The gentleman in the corner making the food kind of casts a side eye and goes, "Okay," and starts making sandwiches. Takes maybe a minute, and he comes back with 4 flagons of ale and 1 of milk, room temperature. He goes, "Did you want the change?"
I need information. You can keep the change if you
Oh.
give me the information I'm looking for.
He leans over and then thinks twice about it, goes, just a second, and steps back behind the counter, grabs up the sandwiches, puts those down on the bars. And, what kind of information are we looking for?
You see that lot over there at the table with the goblins?
Yeah, the crew of the Misty Mermaid. They make port maybe once a month. Salvagers, but honestly, they don't come in with much. Nothing of great import, so I hear.
But they come on a regular basis, yes?
Every month or so. I wouldn't call it regular, but rough.
Do they generally sit at that table? Because they look comfortable at that table.
You really haven't been here before. You only sit at a table here if you're able to get a table here. Most people end up standing.
But these folks don't strike me as the kind who are going to wait for a table. So I'm just curious. Is that their usual table?
They also know that if they decide to buck up, the owner gets involved, and that's not somebody you want to get involved with. Especially considering this is the only real tavern in all of Haven, and the last thing you want to do is get banned.
So they're random tables, but they get a table. That's what I'm hearing.
If they can. Again, it's first come, first serve. We don't do reservations. We obviously don't have any trouble filling the place up every day.
Sounds good. I might have some more questions for you later, but for now, that's worth the coin. So.
Alrighty, well, you just wave at me next time you need a round, and I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Sounds good.
Jump back over real quick. Pam, what are you doing up in the corner there?
I'm gonna try to approach my little friend and persuade him to come outside with me for a second.
Okay. So you, sidestep your way through the narrow tables and around the corner and go to talk to this individual, this male human. And what do you say to him?
Hi. I just feel like, I don't know, I felt this thing that I had to come here and try to approach you and talk to you. You don't look okay. You look a little concerned. Why don't you come outside with me and let's take a walk? I think you need some air out. It's too crowded in here.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. You're right. Sitting here drinking away my problems probably is the worst thing I could do. And you seem nice enough. Yeah, let's get some air. I could use some air. You can tell he's got that quivering voice, like he wants to cry, but he's not quite there.
Yeah, I just kind of grab him by the shoulder and just kind of
Okay.
his arms and let's go drag him as fast as I can again.
All right. You get outside onto the... Was there anywhere particular you wanted to take him to? Or just outside?
Somewhere quiet where there's no one. Dark would be ideal.
Make...
Did this happen?
Huh?
All 5 of you make a perception check. Pam, you're looking for someplace quiet to be with this person. And the rest of you are looking to see if you see her leave with said individual. Gallon, you notice her leaving arm in arm with that person. Pam, I still need a perception check from you. The place is bustling. You don't notice any, even the alleys there's people coming and going. If you had to guess, though, an alley would probably be the best place for you to go. There's a lot less traffic there, but there is still traffic. I said, Gallon, you're the only one who saw her go, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my food, her food, and our ale, and I'm gonna slowly trail behind and keep an eye on them.
Okay. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
somewhat sneaky.
Okay. In that case, just roll a standard stealth check. Since you're doing like a half sneak, we'll call
Yeah.
it.
Like, I got my sandwiches. I want to get her food.
Okay. Pam, move your token in the direction you want to travel. There is, I'll put some arrows up because I know it's not a city map, but there is a street here, and then there's a oh, let me just draw it. That'll be easier. Off the street, there's a number of alleys in between the buildings.
Beautiful.
And then there's another street here, and it's the same situation, a number of alleys.
I just marked it for you.
Okay, and make another perception check for me, Pam.
That's better.
Okay. You do notice Gallon coming out the front door of the tavern. As you're going into the alley, you like look back over your shoulder and you see her stepping out with 2 sandwiches and 2 flagons in hand. And Gallon, I need you to make a perception check to see if you saw where she went, because she's moving through crowds. You did see her go in the alley. What are you doing, Pam?
How dark is it in here again?
It's not dark because it's daylight. Maybe 15 feet into the alley, it's a little shaded, and somebody walks past maybe every 20, 30 seconds.
I'm gonna move to this other little alley in hopes that Gavin does not see me.
Okay. Are you trying to be sneaky about it, sort of?
Absolutely.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
A what check?
Stealth.
Never used that.
I know we're over 11 o'clock. I just want to get through this last little bit because I'm curious to see what she's going to do, and then we'll call it.
A stealth check?
Yes, STEALTH.
Never done that before. Sorry, I know where to find it.
You're good. You're good.
And it's just 7. And sorry, Gallon, I need another perception check from you as well.
4.
So as you go to pop into that alley, Pam, you glance back over your shoulder, and you can see Gallon is like struggling. She's like tippy-toeing to catch sight of you over the eyes, or over the crowd. But her eyes are definitely pointed in the direction that you are. You can't tell for sure if she's looking right at you, but you can see that every time you look, she's looking in your direction.
So she can't really see what I'm doing.
You have no idea.
If she can see me or not? Okay.
You know she's looking that direction.
Okay.
But you also know that you're at the entrance to an alley, and if you went another 10, 15 feet in, she wouldn't have line of sight or be able to see you.
Then let's do that. Let's keep moving 10, 15. Because she cannot have any sight whatsoever.
Go wherever you want to be. Are you following Gallon, or are you staying there?
I would like to follow. I want to bring her sandwich.
Okay. So let's treat this turn-based then. So that's 15 feet in. Okay. So
I don't look. Okay, I'll be honest. I know she's doing something sketch.
you just don't know what.
I want to. Right. The sandwich is a cover. Okay. I need to know, and I need to get close enough that I can overhear.
Okay. So we're gonna do this turn-based. Okay. So Pam, you're gonna go first. You moved 15 feet down. We'll say you have another 20 feet of movement, an action, and a bonus action.
Okay.
And this guy is just kind of like traipsing along wherever you drag him, like, fresh air's good. Fresh air's really good. Thanks for the walk. It's really nice. What are you doing?
Did Gavin see me? Can she see me now from this
area?
You look back, and all you can do is see out to the street. You can't see where Galen was standing.
Okay, beautiful. So then I'm gonna grab my lovely little human, and I'm gonna use Vampiric Bite,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go straight for the neck.
Okay, roll to hit. Out of character, none of you know this is going on. I just want to reiterate that.
Yeah.
How do I do a hit in
It's
thing?
just like a normal, or no, sorry, click the magnifying glass to the right, and you'll see a melee +4. That's what you
Yeah.
drop on him.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That hits. Go ahead and drop damage in the chat box. Beautiful. You can go ahead and uncheck that tracker box that we ticked earlier.
Okay.
Because you are fresh. You feel rejuvenated. And as you finish your bite, you look down and see his lifeless eyes staring at the sky. He is dead.
Okay. She's just gonna walk away and go inside the bar.
You're just going to drop him and let him leave?
Did she walk by me?
Hold on. She could get out to the entrance of the alley with her remaining movement. Now, Galen, your turn. 30.
Okay.
You got 30 feet of movement, or you can use your action to dash and go 60 feet.
I'm going to. I want to see what's the dash.
It's not anything you click. You'll just move your character 60 and not get an action this round.
You just say you're using the action.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I'm going to be able to see or hear anything from the alley at 60 feet.
So you're trying to move the 60 feet?
I think so.
Okay. And then make a perception check. You didn't hear or see anything unusual. You saw her go down the alley. About 5 seconds passed, and now she's coming out of it alone. And that is where we will pick up next week.
Mysterious.
That's a good cliffhanger spot, I think.
That was excellent.
That'd be a good time for your little.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fun.
Good first session, everybody. When we show up next week, you will all be level 2. So, level 1 is not hard to get out of. So if you want to take the time to level up now, feel free. I will stick around in case you have questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise. But without a further ado, thank you everybody for coming to watch episode 1 of Waters of the Deep. We will be back Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to tune in Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe this week is going to be episode 41 of Lord Z's Fantastical Dungeon. Currently a journey through the Feywild and on Captain Claus's pirate ship. Fighting Daddy Claw, Willie fighting Daddy Claus. So we'll see what happens with that. Goodbye, everybody, and we will see you next week.